The time to be awesome is now.
The time to be awesome is now.
The time to be awesome is now.
How can you be awesome? By following our conduct code. In this video, we'll show you how. This year at school, we have some COVID procedures we all need to follow. They involve keeping our hands clean, keeping a safe distance, and wearing our masks. When you're in the restroom, make sure you're using water, a good hand pump of soap, and make sure you're scrubbing those hands front and back. Count to 20. Make sure you rinse your hands well and then dry off before heading to class. These kids are showing how to have safe distance in the dining room. Also, no masks under your nose, no masks over your eyes, no masks under your chin. These kiddos know how to wear their masks tightly over their nose and mouth. In our bathrooms, let's make sure to keep the floors clean, free of toilet paper, no water in front of the sinks, and the urinal area is nice and tidy. There are reminders in the bathroom about washing your hands before heading back to class. In the hallway, these students are demonstrating how to walk, hands and feet to self, nice and spaced out. In the dining room, when we come in from recess, the first thing we do, clean those hands. If you need to get up, make sure you raise your hand and wear your mask to move around the dining room. Adults are there to help you with anything you might need. Remember, lunch is a time to hang out with friends as well as get your food eaten. We have a short period of time, so make sure you're focusing on eating. When it's time to go, line up and be ready to head back to class. Here are our recess procedures.
Oh my gosh, our playground is so awesome. It's so beautiful. We want to make sure we keep it that way by keeping things clean and pretty. Oh my gosh, this rock wall thing is so awesome, but I need to make sure that I always share and take turns. Swinging and playing outside is so much fun. I need to make sure that I am safe, that I have safe body and hands. I'm watching my feet. I'm not going crazy because I don't want to hurt my friends. It's so much fun to be on all this with my friends, but it's no fun alone. Miss Carruthers, come with me.
Okay, I'm on my way.
Yay!
At Swanson, we focus on learning.
Boy, I've really got to get this presentation finished up.
Hey, Mrs. Carruthers, what are you doing?
Hey, Miss Feely, I'm working on my presentation.
So, hey, do you want to play Fortnite with me?
Miss Feely, I can't play Fortnite right now. Obviously, I'm focused on this presentation. Sorry.
What are you doing at recess?
Miss Feely, I really have to finish this presentation, and I think you have a presentation that you need to work on too. So why don't we both talk about this at recess?
Really? Because the teacher's not even watching right now.
Well, we need to be doing what we're supposed to be doing. You need to be working on your presentation, and I've got to work on mine, and we'll catch up at recess time.
Okay,
Sound
but
good?
you promise me we'll talk about Fortnite at recess?
Pinky promise. See you later.
We use our devices responsibly.
Hello, Colts. It's Miss Feely coming at you from the STEM Lab. And I just have a couple of things I want to talk about today. One of those is device care. Every student at Swanson gets a device, which means we are so lucky that we are able to do that. But it also means that you are in charge of your device. So kindergartners and first graders get iPads. You are in charge of keeping your iPad in the same condition it was given to you in, which means it doesn't have any breaks or any parts missing. When you take your iPads home, make sure that you put the cover on before you put it in your backpack. That way, it won't get broken and you'll be able to take it back and forth. You don't need to take off any of the other case parts. You don't need to take this part off or anything else to keep it safe. iPads do a really good job of being protected with the OtterBox. If you leave it together, it will stay safe. If you leave it on the floor and step on it, there's a good chance it's going to crack. So we make sure that we don't put it on the floor. We also don't ever eat when we're using our devices or drink fluids. So if you have water, make sure it's in a water bottle with a top on it, because we know drinking water is important too, but keep all other fluids away from your devices. And if you put it in your backpack, make sure that you don't put a water bottle in your backpack too. All of our 2nd through 5th graders have Chromebooks. Chromebooks need to stay in their case too. You'll have a name sticker that your teacher gives you, and it might say Tech for Ed, but other than that, you shouldn't put any other stickers on it. With Chromebooks, make sure that when you shut your Chromebook, nothing is inside of it, because if you shut it with a pencil or something inside and force it shut, the screen could crack. Be careful when you put it in your backpack, that you put it in there and that you're not throwing your backpack around so that it stays safe. Because remember, if you break any of the devices, it is your responsibility to get them fixed, and you will have fines in your account, and nobody wants that. So take good care of your devices, and make sure they're nice and safe. A couple of the things we know is that our devices are owned by the school. That means that they're to be used for school. So you shouldn't have any apps on your iPads or any extensions on your Chromebooks that your teacher hasn't approved or asked you to put on there. They are to be used for schoolwork, and it's not for going home and playing games on. There are some educational games for sure, you can play those, but make sure that you're only using them for things that your teacher has approved. Last thing that we want to talk about is, of course, we are always good digital citizens, just like we're always good citizens everywhere we go. We want to practice respect at all times when we are on our devices. And respect means that you treat people the way that you would want to be treated and in a kind manner. I always say, let's think about things with our head first. So before we post something online, we want to make sure we think it through. We never want to give out personal information. We don't want to tell people where we live. We don't want to give people our phone number. We don't want to talk to people online, even if we're playing a game at home like Fortnite, if we don't know who they are. So you want to make sure that you're safe with your information. You also want to use your heart, and your heart means that you're going to be kind, right? We are not mean behind the screen. We always make sure that the things we say are things that won't hurt people's feelings, that we are careful about some of the things that we post online, because we don't want to use our words to hurt others. And the last thing is use your gut. That sometimes you have to practice safety. All times you have to practice safety, but you have to think about things. If you find that someone is sending you something that makes you feel not right or it's not appropriate, you need to let an adult know. Okay, if you see someone being a cyberbully, you can stand up and ask them to stop. But if they don't stop, you need to tell an adult. Okay, we are in charge of keeping each other safe here at Swanson, and we're in charge of making sure that everyone feels safe. So let's practice good digital citizenship and be really good ethical online users. So take good care of your devices, and let's do some great things with technology this year.
At Swanson, we use the 7 mindsets.
Hey, here at Swanson, we use the 7 mindsets. Why do we use the 7 mindsets? Because they provide us the greatest structure to help us become the best person possible. So we start with, we are connected. The time is now. Live to give, attitude of gratitude, 100% accountable, everything is possible, and passion first. All of those mindsets are going to help all of us be better together.
If we don't follow the conduct code, it can sometimes lead to suspension.
So I'm here to talk about what happens when students don't respect our community members, or our school building. And this is something that doesn't happen very often, but it's called suspension. And suspension means that a student cannot go to class for an extended period of time. And that time that they're not in class may be spent in the office, or that student may be asked to stay at home for a day or multiple days, depending on what happened. Things that can lead to suspension include physical aggression, so hitting, fighting, that type of thing. Other things that can lead to suspension are tobacco, bringing tobacco or inappropriate substances to school. Okay, that's something that can lead to it. Stealing, being disruptive in class over and over again, not following our COVID procedures and wearing our masks and what we need to do to keep everyone else safe. Harassment, bullying other kids, that can definitely lead to suspension, and threats of any kind. You cannot say, I want to kill you, or I'm going to kill you. Even if you're saying it as a joke, as you're trying to be funny, there's nothing funny about it, okay? We take threats very, very seriously here at school, so we can't be messing around with that. Okay, so that's a definite no. Another thing is weapons. And I want to tell you two different scenarios. Scenario number one, a student went camping this weekend and they came to school and forgot about a pocket knife that they had in their backpack. When they get to school, they open their backpack and they notice, oh my gosh, I accidentally brought this knife to school. They go straight to their teacher or come straight to the office and tell us and let us know what happened. That student is not going to get in trouble, okay? Scenario number two, a student comes to school, they went camping over the weekend, they forgot they had the knife in their backpack. Instead of letting their teacher know right away or bringing it to the office, they start showing their friends, hey, look at this awesome knife I got for my grandpa. We went camping this weekend, and start showing it to other kids. That's absolutely not okay, because what can happen is another student may see that student showing the knife, and now that student's scared. And it's simply not okay. Weapons of any kind without the direct supervision of your family at home are unacceptable at school, okay? So weapons are a hard no as well. So if you see something like that you accidentally left in your backpack, you need to just make sure you show your teacher or bring it to the office. This also goes for like toy weapons. I know that a lot of you have really cool Nerf guns or plastic knives or swords that you play with at home. Those have to stay at home, okay? Other kids may think that they're real, and it's not okay. So anything like that, stay at home. If it accidentally comes to school, let a teacher know, because we definitely don't want any kids to be suspended this year. So what's your responsibility as a Swanson Colt if you see something at school that shouldn't be here? Let's say you see your friend has brought a weapon to school, or perhaps a substance that they shouldn't bring here. It is your responsibility to let an adult know, okay? Even if it's your friend. We need to keep not only everyone in our building safe, but that includes your friend, okay? So even if they say, hey, don't tell anybody, if you know, if your heart and your gut is telling you, hey, that shouldn't be here in our building, it is your job to let us know so that we can keep everyone safe, okay? Know you can do it.
Thanks for watching. Now go be awesome.